I think the Northwest created who I am, living in the environment that I did. Cold, resilient, isolated at times, and caring as well. I think everyone understands the pressures that we all face, be it lack of opportunities, lack of jobs, things like that. And the Northwest can be seen as quite uninspiring, but yeah, I'm very proud of where I'm from and where I grew up. I think I heavily do this job because I enjoy it. And if I didn't enjoy what I was doing with these young men every day, there's no way I'm enjoying this job. I'm Sam Hume, project lead for Football Beyond Borders here in the Northwest. My role consists of delivering the sessions with the young people. We don't teach like traditional lessons, it's more like relationship skills, social and emotional learning, and then I also carry out one-to-ones as well for the young people who, like myself when I was at school, need that extra bit of support. I was extremely disengaged in school, felt like my mind and thoughts and the way I process things were different to the norm. And I think it's really nice that I can bring those kind of experiences to the table with our young people, and there's a lot of situations where I can echo how they're feeling, I can empathise, and I think that helps to build those relationships with those young people and support them as much as I can. Right, in you come. Find where your books are with your names on and have a seat. For the young people in the Northwest, there's a whole host of issues. Some of them come from deprived backgrounds, which means that they're coming into school feeling like they've got something to prove, feeling like other people have a head start on them. Some of them, like me, are just disengaged with the school system. The school system doesn't suit all young people. I'm going to say this word now, and if anyone knows what it means, that'd be fantastic. Does anyone know what masculinity is? Sometimes it's scary, like working with a young person, I'll just be watching what they're doing and the path that they're following, and I do have to kind of remind myself, you know what, that literally was you. Just remember sitting there and thinking, you know what is the point? Like, nobody understands me, nobody understands why I am the way I am, nobody understands what I'm struggling with. So I would say heavily misunderstood growing up at school. That was my main issue. What was it like going up in Bolton? It was fun, maybe sometimes for the wrong reasons because we had to create our own fun. So it would kind of be a case of me meeting up with friends, going playing football on the local park, going hanging around near the train station. Just things like that, very mundane things that were only made fun by the people you were spending the time with. When you've got no youth club or anywhere to go, you just make do. So everyone would literally just chill under here, sit on those railings, blast a footy against the wall, annoy all these poor people who live up here as well. There's still nothing being developed, there's still nothing for young people to do. So any spaces like this where, you can come in, you can be dry, it probably does still get used very similar to how we used to use it. Bolton, it is a shame because I think it has the capacity to be a really special place. If you're from there, like me, you tend to be quite proud of where you're from as well. It just doesn't seem to have the belief in it at the moment. What else? So if I want to be Tom's friend, what you're looking for in me? My experiences were definitely more negative than positive going through school. Yes, so like good personality. That wasn't just because of school. I also had a lot going on outside of school growing up. Dad was quite ill for a period of time with mental health. He was depressed and had anxiety, so I spent a lot of time kind of in his bedroom, couldn't see him, and that was quite difficult to manage and quite difficult to process as a young person. I was just ready to get out of the education system in general. I had multiple jobs, and I think I realised about the age of 21, something's got to give because I can't just do this forever because I don't feel fulfilled with what I'm doing. I had a conversation with my dad at a Bolton game, and I still remember it vividly now, and he was saying, what are you going to do? Like, what are you actually going to do? And I remember looking at him like, I actually don't know. He said, what about youth work? And I was thinking, I couldn't think of anything worse than working with myself as a young person. But then on reflection, I just started to think about it. I thought, you know what, I've got nothing else to try. I went down and volunteered at a local youth centre with some teenagers, and as cliche as it sounds, I just absolutely loved it. I buzzed off it. I remember coming out, ringing mum, saying how well it had gone, and this was just as a volunteer as well.
You've always been a natural with young people, always been. You present well, and kids like to understand what they can recognise it, or that's what they like. So if they can see someone that's been potentially on the same path as them previously, they've got a natural connection. And I always remember with you as that person that I know I could put in a setting, and regardless of how a young person was presenting or the background, actually be able to support that young person. That's what I remember you.
No, obviously I appreciate that. And you touched on it as well. Something I try and do a lot is show vulnerability to the young people. Empathy. I've been there, I understand. Sometimes it might take 10 conversations for them to really believe that you have as well. Because everyone, it's easy to say, no, I get it, I've been there. Or have you, like, tell me what it feels like then. And that's where you, as a youth worker, have to be comfortable to show your vulnerable side. Something I didn't always do at first, but I definitely do now in my practice.
There's always a stigma, you know what I mean? The men should be tough and hard kind of thing. And that's what young people face, especially if they're living in a deprived area where you have to be streetwise, and showing vulnerabilities isn't an option, because if you show vulnerabilities, people will take advantage. I think that's the power of youth work. The power of youth work is to explain to a young person it's okay to be vulnerable. Vulnerability-based trust. I'm going to be vulnerable you as a youth worker, and you're going to be vulnerable with me as a young person. And it's there that we can start talking with issues, and it's fine to say to a young person, I've been there. And as soon as you say that to a young person, they recognise.
Coming in particular from the point of view of being a role model for these young men, being able to reiterate to young people that I've been through what you're going through, I understand, but I also came out the other side. I think that's a massive thing that we bring to the table. Mine and my dad's relationship has been very, very turbulent, very up and down. For us, the football was the thing that kept bringing us back together, the common interest, the thing that we can unite over. And I think the fact that we can marry football with learning and use it to teach young people social and emotional skills is really special, and that's what definitely sets us apart from anyone else that I can think of that's doing the same kind of work that we do. You know what, I'm proud of where I'm from as well. Bolton is full of talented, like-minded individuals. There just need to be more done in the area to give these young people a real chance at succeeding in life and a real chance at seeing what's beyond the suburb that they live or the area that they're from.
I like gaming.
The biggest thing we need to do in Bolton is just open young people's minds. The opportunities out there for them are endless. The main problem that I find is that they just don't know that they're there.
Yeah, he didn't give up, but who also helped him in that situation?
I want to reach as many young people as I can and have as big an impact as I can, so for me and the young people I work with, the sky is the limit.